Great cold opening, guys. Great cold opening.
See, now that was the cold opening, so you got it right. Third
Great
time's the
cold
charm.
open, guys. Great cold open.
I got nothing to say, bro.
I think we've all started to realize when you're gonna do it.
No.
It's just because Kyle's dumb.
What?
Yeah, you heard me.
Yeah.
Wow. Really disrespectful.
Can't believe I bought your encounter, Dakota.
Yeah.
Get Shrek, nerd.
Yeah, that was wacky. So yeah, welcome back. Goes Korner K4 episode 40 maybe? We're getting up there now.
We're losing track.
We are losing track. Every week I get less and less sure of what number it is, but eventually all the backlog will clear out and I'll get an idea of where we're actually at.
Can't go back onto YouTube and check those episodes anymore.
I mean, I could, but I haven't. I think I'm like 2 or 3 episodes behind now in the backlog, so I've got plenty. We can take some time to do like one shots even because I have so many backup episodes filmed. But yeah.
That being said, welcome to not K4.
Yeah, welcome actually to K-1. It's just us talking in a podcast for an hour.
Blue Phoenix podcast?
Yeah. Now, welcome to K4. Last time, our brave, morally ambiguous mercenaries continued their job. Yeah, they continued their job of protecting members of the full fuel racing team, most notably by purchasing a 500,000 color small class mech suit.
That we put a down payment on for 50,000.
Yeah, that they all leased. And then we also, because of that, I had to change how my payment system works instead of weekly to monthly because, oh boy. So there is that. And then Bonus and Nox went around and did some stuff. They started working on their mission for Dapper's contact in Chicago.
Oh, did they now?
They did. They encountered a rat man on the subway who was a terrorist and released a bunch of bugs onto the people in a nearby train car. So
didn't they only avoid that because they talked to him?
Yeah, because they were chill with him, so he decided to spare their puny mortal lives. They also encountered like a vampire guy, and they were pondering whether or not the vampire guy was the person they were actually looking for, and they decided no, and they kept going. And then after the third train stop, they encountered one of Bonus's quote-unquote old friends, but he was like 20 years older than he should have been, so Bonus promptly shot him in the head. So there was that. And then we never actually touched on Oid stuff, but that will be resolved right now. So yeah, Mr. Oid, while you've been tossing corncob grenades into hallways and following Mr. Barry Bullet around the whole day, you've also been talking to your companions about whether or not it's worth it to purchase a mech. So yeah, last time we left off with you were disguised as the corncob assassin that you blew up, but you also brought his body right next to you, and also Barry Bullet's smoking glass shard-filled unconscious body is also here in this rundown illegal VR den on the second floor of an abandoned building, the first floor of which is just straight up a crack house. You call LSSI. They are cutting through the wall behind you, but you don't think they're going to get through in time because there are 2 other corncob-based assassins staring you down. Roll initiative, please. It's off to a strong start.
All right.
I'm going to roll for the corncob assassins. They got a 4 on the dice. So I'm going to say they get a 10. Actually, no, is it a 10? No, an 11 in total. Actually, no, 10. Got it wrong. So yeah, and Barry Bullet is involved. He's unconscious. So yeah, what is your initiative?
Alright. This is either a very good omen or a very bad omen. I rolled a natural 10.
Okay, so that's like what, like a 17, something like that you've got now in total. Okay, so you definitely are going first. You have your holdout pistol out and trained on these two guys as they step into the doorway and raise their SMGs at you. And you react first. You are not surprised. You are a robot, so you take the initiative. What do?
Man, would you
Okay.
really have some polarized luck when it comes to this game?
Oof. Alright. I think.
Keep thinking.
Thinking long and hard.
Yes. Me do big think.
He do be thinking.
I'm probably. How far away are these guys from me, actually?
Like 15 feet.
Okay. Well, in that case, I can probably spend one action trying to sleep one of these dudes.
Okay, so you want to try and sleep one of the assailants. Okay. I assume that means you want to stab them with your needle. Or do you want to, like, I think, you have the ranged version, right? You have, like, a dart gun that you have?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so if you're going to shoot at him, then give me that perception check.
9.
That definitely hits. The pistol ignores armor, nothing that matters. You do 1d4 times 10 damage. And then I need him to make an endurance check at disadvantage, which I will roll right now. Wow, he rolled a 4 and a 3. And that 3 does barely fail. So, he's cleaped. I'm not gonna keep track of his health, actually. I'm just gonna let him be there, let him chill.
Alright. 1d4 was a 1.
Okay, you flesh wound him. That is your first action as you shoot this dart into this guy's like neck, where where the chink in the armor is, and he takes one step forward and he's like, hey, and then he just falls forward onto his face, unconscious.
But we like to see. In other news, I think I'm going to open fire? Question mark.
Okay, how many times?
Twice.
Okay, at the one who's still standing and conscious, I assume.
Indeed.
Okay, well these guys aren't chromed out colonels / cornists, so they don't have like bullet time reactions. So make me those 2 perception checks. I think at a -1. Yes.
Yeah. Alright. One good, one not good.
Okay, were any crits, passes or fails?
I got 5 and a 3, not including the negative.
Okay. The 5 still passes. The 3 reduced to a 2 does not pass. So you do miss the second shot, but you hit him the first time. So that does 2d100 damage. Bang bang.
Hmm. 40.
40. Alrighty. I need to get my health out. Health counter out for him. He's taking a whole 40 damage. He's still alive, evidently. That wouldn't even have killed a peasant farmer. I mean, it almost would have, though. Would have rendered them very badly injured. So, okay, yeah, so you fire these 2 shots after you shoot your dart gun. And the second cornice gets hit with the first shot. But he kind of rolls on the wall and kind of back out of view, out of the room. That's your turn. His turn. His first action. Well, I think he sees the like scorch marks in the hallway where the previous corn cob grenade went off. So I think he figures like maybe corn cob grenades aren't the easiest option. So instead, he's just going to whip around the corner of the doorway with his own security styled, like kind of like an MP7, but like a sci-fi MP7. And he's going to open fire at you. It's an SMG, so we can fire 5 times per action at like a -2 each. So I need 5 perception checks from him, each at a -2. Wow, okay, that's not that good actually. He got a -1, a 0, a 6, and then 2 7s. So those 3 shots pass.
I think that's me dead anyways, but...
And those 2 fail. One is a crit fail as well, so his gun is jammed, which will be fine. That's 60-100 total damage. You have armor though, don't you? Yeah, you do.
Yeah, but it's like... me.
Yeah, that's a good point. So you take 260 damage. So that's 3 armor checks.
5, 7, and 2.
5, 7, and 2. Don't pass, sadly. So you do take all of that damage, which is leaving you at 40 health, but you're a robot, so you don't fall unconscious when you hit 40 health, which is good for you. So yeah, so this guy whips around, and he just full auto, just this MP7, sci-fi MP7, spriddles the room with bullets. Luckily, you are standing between him and Barry, so he doesn't accidentally shred Barry like Swiss cheese. But you are shredded with rounds, and yeah, you're messed up pretty bad by that one. Ironically, I'm pretty sure that did more damage to you than that 50 caliber machine gun did in Egypt. So that's interesting. So yeah, that's his turn, because his second action is to clear the jam on his gun. So it is once again your turn.
Alright. I'm going to... I think... just shoot him again.
Okay. How many times?
I'm going to do 2 just for good measure, because knowing my luck, I'm going to roll a 1 on the first one.
Lamau, okay. That's 2 perception checks.
4 and a 9.
4 and 9, those both pass, even with the -1. So that's 4d100 damage.
Alright. It's gonna be 150.
Ah, you say 150. Technically he would be at like 10 health still. So I'm gonna make him roll for his endurance to see if he remains unconscious. This is at a -3 because he's at 10 health out of what should be 40. Yeah, he rolled a 1 with that -3, so yeah, no, he is very unconscious. Combat's over. Congratulations, you've killed 2 men. Well, 3 men.
Kill the unconscious guy.
Okay. After combat ends, I'd like to make a perception check to see if I can hear anyone else coming.
Sure, you can do that.
God damn it. 1.
Okay, well, you know, you get sprayed real bad, and you're leaking like transmission fluid and like oil and like that weird like aliens, that white synthetic android blood all over the place. You're not doing too hot. You're like your different systems are flickering and turning on and off at random intervals. So you aren't doing too good. You do manage to slay the second man with 2 more gunshot wounds to the chest for him, and he goes down like a sack of potatoes. You try to listen out, and you don't hear anything because the laser cutter through the wall behind you is like super loud. And as you kind of drop the second guy, the hole in the wall is finished. You know, gets finished getting cut open, and some strong force kicks this 5 foot by like 7 foot hole in the wall, and this big slab of concrete smacks into the floor as this squad, this LSSI extraction
It crushes
team.
Barry.
Yeah, it crushes Barry's skull. He is instantly destroyed, reduced to atoms. No. So yeah, the extraction team does burst in. Are you still disguised as a colonel when they bust in?
I probably would have switched. Because after I dropped the second guy, my idea was that I was going to grab a grenade and then play dead, because I can't do another fight like that.
Well, think about it this way. LSSI isn't going to... They're not going to harm you because, like, all you need to do is tell them, hey, I'm charged with protecting this guy. I need your help. I called you.
I mean, maybe, but I didn't call them. Xanthorpe did.
Yeah, but still, it still stands.
Yeah, but also size thing is that like, unless you pose like an active threat, they're not gonna mess with you. So, if you were like, you know, like if you turn back into like the Bean or something, then they'd just be like, oh, it's this guy who's accompanying, you know, like who's just this random
This
dude.
other guy.
Yeah, they wouldn't like randomly open fire on you because that would be like lawsuit material.
Bad for business.
Yeah. Plus, Xanthorpe told them that Barry has a bodyguard, basically, so they know that to expect at least one other person.
Well, still. I think I am in the middle of the play dead plan when they bust in through the wall.
Okay, so you just grab a corncob grenade from the guy's vest and just plop down on it and play dead. And yeah, they burst in. They clear the room and stuff. They check everything over. They see these 3 goons dead, or one's unconscious, and they see a 4th goon who's bleeding white, and they're like, kind of sus, but we don't really care enough to investigate. So they
I don't know why you decided to
but
play dead, but hey.
yeah. But they grab Barry, and they, you can hear like the indistinct radio chatter through their helmets, but you can't tell what they're saying. And they pick up Barry, and they haul him into the hovercraft, the same model as the one that you guys used back in Ryanstown a few weeks ago. and then they put Barry on a stretcher. They load him into the vehicle, and then the hovercraft flies away, and you are left there alone, playing dead on a corncob grenade by a bunch of corpses.
Sick. I think. I'm gonna wait a little bit just to see if anything happens.
Okay, you wait like, a couple of minutes. You don't hear anything. Nobody walks in. Nothing of the sort.
Cool, and then I'm gonna. I don't know. Execute the sleeping dude, scavenge them, and then make my exit.
Okay. So you get off of the corncob grenade. It goes off and you die.
Sick.
No, yeah, but you get up, and you execute the man that is unconscious. Scavenging them, they do each have these kind of own security MP7 types of machine guns. They are poorly made. They do have that that modification that means they'll explode if you roll a 1. But I mean, they have them, and they've got ammo for them. And the one guy has that corncob grenade that you've got, so.
Yeah, I can probably pawn them off.
So you're going to take the sci-fi MP7s?
Yes.
Alrighty. In case anybody was curious, that's what they look like. Good old sci-fi MP7s. Yeah, they have inbuilt suppressors on them too. They're pretty neat. But I will mark down that you have 2 of those. And you probably would have, between the 2 of them, not including the mags in the guns, you probably would have, 8 spare mags in total. They carried quite a bit of ammunition on them. And they used a lot of it massacring the people on the first floor of the building.
Civilians.
You love to see it.
And then that is 8 mags of this is 9mm MP7 ammo. All right, cool. I've marked that down. So yeah, what do you want to do after you've? I also need to mark down the corncob grenade. What do you want to do after you've scavenged their bodies?
Walk away.
Okay.
Firing. It's official.
So you walk downstairs, and sure enough, you see that it seems that those 2 the 3 goons did in fact, after hearing their friend die, kick the door down and just open fire on the crack fiends in here. Some of them are still alive. Some of them are just injured or playing dead. But several of them are fully Swiss cheesed. And you walk out of the building, casual, chill, nothing happened, even though you are horribly injured. And you see people that are in this open air market near this crack den that are kind of trying to look in the doorway, look in the windows, kind of talking to each other, kind of what the heck happened? They heard the explosion go off. They heard your gunshots at the very least. They heard the suppressed gunshots as well because, they aren't silencers. And people are like, oh my god, what the heck's going on in there? And then you walk out super casually. Yep, nope, I have no idea what happened in there, gentlemen. I'm sorry, let me inform you. And you just walk away. Do you go back to Barry's car? Because that's how you got here.
I guess I'll try and like approach it from an oblique angle, just so I'm, not walking straight up to it.
Okay. You walk up in an oblique angle, an obtuse angle, if you will.
Indeed. Perhaps even an acute.
Yeah, perhaps even an acute angle. Well, from a certain perspective, I would be an acute angle, I guess. But yeah, I mean, would you have taken Barry's keys off of his body?
He gave him the keys, remember?
Did he? I don't remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He did? Oh yeah, he did, because they went on like driving high or whatever. Yeah, so you would have the Barry's keys. So yeah, you can just drive off with his car if you wanted to.
Well, since Barry's not here, and if I don't see any more colonels around, I think I am indeed going to take my leave.
Okay, you do so. His car is a pretty sweet ride. It's got some fun gadgets in it. If you were interested, you guys know most of them. I'm pretty sure, like the 50 caliber machine gun in the hood. That's the main one. I think I don't know if it's turreted. Let me check what's turreted. I think it's turreted. Because Barry the Bullet is that kind of guy who would put a turret in his hood. Where is... Here we go. Did have my plans up because I've been busy writing other things today. So yeah, so you drive. Do you go back to the hotel? Do you want to meet up with Cairo at the convention? What's the plan?
The possibilities are quite literally endless.
I'm going to go back. Actually, is there like a racing garage in the area for the racers' cars and stuff?
Yes, that is in the same compound as your hotel and where the race ended last time, and we will start tomorrow. It's all connected.
Cool.
In there.
I think I'm gonna go there and start, putting myself back together.
Okay, so you head over there. Do you inform your companions that you've survived the shootout, or?
No, I'm going to actually send, an encrypted message. It's gonna be coded, the Eagle has landed. And no one's going to have any idea what it means. And, I'm gonna say, when you get back home, go into my house and look under the third cabinet by the bedroom. Spoiler
I'll
alert,
look at this
nothing in
message
there.
and be like, yeah, he's fine.
Wow, you guys aren't interested in finding my last will and testament?
Well,
Cringe.
looks like I know what I'm going to do.
Well, I know what Wade's last will and testament would be. It's just this flash drive
Die
hidden.
meat bag.
Yeah, it's
Boom.
just my last my final dying wish: murder all meat bags, and that's it.
What you just did was upload a virus to the national networks. You will now die.
Yeah.
It'd be worth.
But yeah, so in that case, with Mr. Oid taken care of, in that case, we will cut over to Nox and Bonus. You guys arrive because last time you guys shot the imposter in the head. Well, Bonus did, and you guys boarded another train to keep looking for this black site that supposedly is here, run by Maginot Technologies, which Bonus knows is a subsidiary of Credit Robespierre, which is a company that Robillard, the French assassin that's after you guys, works for, and is also the rival to Dapper's company. I don't think any of the others of you would know that Maginot is in that position, but Bonus does because it used to be his job to know that stuff. So yeah, you guys killed the imposter and you boarded a different subway, and you guys make it to this stop, and you guys see as you guys step off of the subway, it's a pretty standard subway. There isn't anybody crazy here. There's no vampire dressed guy. There's no rat man with a bunch of insects in his coat. There's no imposter that walks up to Bonus and is like, I know you, buddy. Nothing of the sort.
Imposter? Sus?
Yeah. Well, that's what it was last time. The imposter wasn't
Another
sus.
sussy baka.
Yeah. Bonus's friend vented into Subway.
Sus.
So Nox and Bonus get off the subway, look around. This would be a smaller subway station than the previous ones you've been at. And it seems pretty normal. And you guys wait there for like 10, 15 minutes looking around. You don't find anything until down the tunnel, a young woman, probably not even a young woman, probably like a teenage girl, probably like looks to be like 17, long black hair that goes down to like her back. She is very scantily clad, wearing only like super form-fitting like plastic like wrappings around her pelvis and her chest, and she is also trailing like a dozen thick black metal cables that are attached to different parts on her body, like her forearms, her back, her spine, the back of her head, back of her legs, and she is sprinting down the train tracks at a speed that both you and Bonus easily identify as being far beyond what a normal person should ever be able to accomplish, like beyond Usain Bolt by far.
Well, now if I had to pick out a test subject amongst people,
I turned to Bonus. I'm like, damn, that is a fast hooker.
I'm fast as fuck, boy.
That is a fast hooker. Yeah, so she runs down the train tunnel to your guys' train platform. She then lunges onto the actual like platform from the lower train tracks and begins sprinting through the crowd of people towards the exit.
So can I
I
like?
don't think you have any idea
her?
on how fast I really.
Can I tackle her or like something?
You can certainly try. Roll me 1d10 and add your agility stat, and I will do the same for this young lady.
A young lady.
Just imagine if I got the like upgrades to increase my speed.
She got a 15 in total.
Hold on. Need to pull up my sheet.
Your agility is
Excuse me,
7, I
Sasha.
think. Or is it 8? It might be 8.
I thought it was 8, unless I'm thinking of a wrong character. My ability is 7.
Yeah, I thought it was 7.
I got. That's can't math. 9 on the die and 7. That's 16.
9 on the die is 16. Wow, you actually managed to beat her by one number.
By one.
So you sprint towards her, kind of on a interception trajectory. That's the words I was looking for. And you kind of push through the crowd. You just straight up bowl over like a dozen people moving through this crowd of subway goers, and knock several people to the floor. But you do manage to like football tackle her, just shoulder check her into the ground. And she is super quick. She kind of sees you coming and tries to like jump over you, but you kind of, because you're not human, you kind of react to her reacting to you reacting to seeing her, and manage to like grab her ankles midair.
It's a good thing we cemented that reacting to a reaction real earlier.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
this couldn't
yeah.
have happened.
It couldn't have, exactly. So you do grab her by like the legs as she's jumping past you, and you just like kind of what happened with Barry at the gala with dragging him by the ankle mid-jump and slamming him into the ground. You do the same thing, kind of, but a bit gentler, because both you and the young woman are a bit too agile to faceplant.
I think what I would do is like sub-vocal to Bonus and be like, check to see if anyone's like after us, after her, and I don't know. I'm expecting her to. I can't make the reference. I forgot the name of the movie. Anyways, I'm gonna put my jacket over her. Not that it'd do anything since she has 1,000 tubes sticking out of her.
Yes. So you. Okay, so you sub-vocal over to Bonus. I need to check something on the rule book.
Yes.
Because
But I think I'd also like whisper to the woman or say to the woman, it's like, what the hell would I say to a woman in this time? I don't know. We're here to help, save you. I don't know. Just cooperate and you'll be safe. Beats me.
Do not resist.
Do not resist. I will.
Come with me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
You know what? I will pull that. Be like, come to me if you want to live.
Come with me if you want to live.
Okay. So you tackle her, and you're like, come with me if you want to live or whatever. And she just kind of like looks up at you, and she looks terrified, to be honest. She's also like covered in like goo. This kind of like a lightly pinkish slime. Kind of gross, kind of like mucus. Not very pleasant.
Man, she just got done with Xenos. God.
If only you guys were involved with New You would know what that goo was, but that's neither here nor there.
Rebirth?
I am involved with New You. What are you talking about?
No
He was
nonsense.
involved with New You.
Kyle the player has been involved with New You, but
This
Nox
is true.
character is not. But yeah, so
None of us have bought a new body yet.
no, surprisingly.
We don't have enough to buy a new body, I don't think.
We got enough
No,
to
you
buy
don't.
it.
You can buy a mech, but you
Got
can't
enough
buy
to
a clone.
mech, but you can't buy a body.
K4 priorities.
Nah, we'll pull the
Well,
thing.
now, look at it this way. After the mech, the body's gonna have to wait.
Well, I mean, the mech is to protect your first body, so you don't need the clone, that's the thing.
Exactly.
We're
now
gonna-
we don't need clones.
No, we're gonna be that guy that trades sand all the way up to a Tesla. We're gonna trade a mech all the way up
to
to
4 new bodies.
Up to a clone army. Are you guys? The thing would be funny is if like the campaign ends with you guys like getting a New You like fleshy clone human body. That'd be hilarious.
Yes.
That'd be
We
top
trade-
tier.
We trade the mech up to a new body for Oid.
Yeah, but only for Oid. Like one guy who doesn't
Yes.
need it, you're gonna give him a
All
human
of us
body.
perish in the process.
Yeah, of course. And Oid now a meatbag himself is forced to grapple with the internal moral ambiguity of wanting to destroy meatbags, but also being one himself, aka just being any psychopath ever.
Being mortal in general.
So you tackle the girl and you're like, chopper or whatever. And Bonus takes a look down the train tunnel to see if you're being followed. He rolled a 10 on his dice, so he did his elf eyes do in fact see a team of I believe they're called liquidation team members. I have art for them too. And they are Maginot Technologies employees, security personnel. They look pretty sick. They look very French.
I honestly thought you were
It
gonna
says
say very
Polizia on the back.
No, that's if you guys were actually in France and they would, but alas.
Oh man, they're not very friendly.
No, they are wearing exoskeletons, and they have sci-fi FAMASs, and bionic helmets and body armor, which is pretty cool. So yeah, those, like I said, probably I think it's like 8 of those guys. Bonus spots this squad jogging down the train tunnel, And he shuffles over to you, and he's like, she's got pursuers. Chop chop.
Yeah, and with that, I'll like get her on her feet and be like, shh, and be like, just follow me, you know, trying to see if the tubes can even come out of her without hurting her, obviously.
Okay.
Unless we're-
So you want to
unless
try to
we're
remove
stupid
a
and-
tube?
Well, do the tubes look like they're like inside her body, or it's just like? a
Well, you
little
know,
bit in her
I think this is an actual medical thing. It's like the tubes, but they have like the long needles in them, right?
Oh.
It's like those.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
figure they're
Oh,
socketed into
it's-
her body.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. Yeah, that was in a
In Matrix.
cutscene for Spartans. That too, I guess. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, similar idea.
alright.
So they can come out if you wanted to remove them.
Is she gonna bleed if I do that?
A little, yeah,
Maybe.
probably. Assuming she's human and can bleed.
How many tubes does she have in her?
Like a dozen.
A lot.
Oh,
I'd say, yeah, that's a lot.
that is a lot. Okay, I'm going to because she was going to the surface. That's a bad idea. Man, only if my rat friend was here. Ah.
Rat man, rat
All of a
man.
sudden,
Only we had
rats are
terrorists on call.
pouring out.
We could like his phone number, man. If only. It'd be so convenient.
If only I had the terrorist, bro. Okay, I don't.
If only I
know.
was a terrorist.
I don't know if you want me to roll like an intelligence for this or perception, but like the safest route to hide her, or the quickest route that I can pick out in front of me to hide her.
Okay, that'll be an intelligence check. But first, I have a suggestion.
You have a suggestion?
Yes. Power word, summon terrorist.
Oh,
New spell.
you're right. I'll do that. I'll do that.
That's almost as good as I cast find staircase, to be honest.
It's like the mysterious
I
stranger
cast
from
Find
Fallen,
Staircase.
you know?
Yeah.
I just screamed like
Dun
Ratman.
dun dun dun.
Oh, yeah, the mysterious stranger, but it's a spell. Power word, summon mysterious
Summon
stranger.
terrorist.
Yeah.
Power word summon terrorist. I love it.
Oh,
Canon now.
it's
You
the
fools.
greatest-
You fools.
Yeah, I've said it. It's canon now. So yeah, let me intelligence check to think of a way to hide this woman quickly.
That's a
The catch is you have to say power word summon terrorist.
No, you do. You have to be like an anime and declare your move before you do it.
yeah.
Okay, with that intelligence check, I
A
mean,
little bit of topical humor, but power word summon suicide bomber.
yeah. Power word evacuate Afghanistan.
Oh no! Oh no!
This instantly teleports yourself and all allies out of the area known as Afghanistan.
You mean Kabul Airport?
Yeah, that would actually. If there was that spell, it'd be pretty cool actually. Very niche use, but if you did need to use it, it'd be
Power
super
word
useful.
Evacuate Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You and your allies are now evacuated from the area previously known as Afghanistan, before the collapse.
Yeah.
There is no other information other than before the collapse.
pretty much.
There was a collapse, and you are now no longer there.
Yep. But yeah, so you figure, the best way to hide her. I mean, you don't know if there are other security teams on the surface, or if there are other security teams in the subway station. You were told that the black site is in somewhere in the subway, so like you don't have enough information to be like, yes, I can hide her in this nearby trash can. Like, you don't have enough information about how these guys work or where they are. Like, you know that there's a squad coming towards you right now, but you don't know if there's anybody on the surface because you've not been on the surface yet. So,
I mean, at this point, it's just a roll of the dice.
But
So, like,
bonus will ask over sub vocals. He'll be like, "Do you want me to intervene with this liquidation team, or do you want me to let them pass?"
I think. Oh. Okay. You got two options. Technically three. Option one. I trust that you don't die, or this girl trusts me and stays put, and we shoot them. That's part of option one. Option two. You let them pass and pray to God I hide her properly. Or option three. You pull the comedic. Oh my God! Is that girl? I mean, is that hooker running up the stairs? And hopefully they'll buy it, and actually she's not running up the stairs.
Pull the old switcheroo.
Yeah. That type of stuff. So. Yeah.
It's up to you.
Can we fool him with a? Oh my God! Is that girl running in that direction with that specific appearance? Oh my God! I've never seen that in the subway before. Ah.
Oh my God! What are you doing?
Yeah.
You think this is an
What were
orphanage
you
for
going on about?
Indian?
For bonus to pull one of those like, oh my God, the person's running that way, but not telling it to them, just saying it out loud as if, I don't know, that was his first time in the subway.
Okay. I will have bonus make a charisma check to lie and say, "Oh no, she went that way."
Oh no!
He got a 2, so he's exactly like
You
I
gotta
just
say
did.
it with gusto.
My God.
With gusto.
Do I gotta like?
So he
Well,
just points
well-
in the opposite direction, and he goes, "Oh no, look,
That lady is
there
dying.
she's running over there. She went that way," and the guards just run past him and do not even look in his direction.
God, I'm crying. Can I roll like stealth with her? Something?
Okay, you want to roll stealth with her, as in like dragging her along with you?
Yeah.
Okay, that'll be an agility check at disadvantage, because you are trying to
Right.
hide somebody as well.
Well, I got a 7 and an 8. So.
Okay. Where do you hide?
Can I pull an Assassin's Creed and hide in the crowds? Somehow?
No, these goons have like targeting suites in their helmets and stuff. They're a bit too good at their jobs.
Damn it. Why they gotta be good Frenchmen? Son of
Ho ho ho. Baguette. Croissant.
Hold on. Let me see what I got on my person. Man, only if I could summon my car.
If only I could find staircase.
Power word summon car.
Power word summon car. It just summons any vehicle from like a 500-mile radius or whatever, teleports it to you. God.
How many?
Power word transmute car.
How many people are there?
How many, as in soldiers or civilians?
Soldiers.
8.
Oh no! I can't survive that many.
Bet you're wishing you had a corn cob grenade.
I really am.
Bro, just like whip out your machine gun and just open fire on this crowd of people. It'll go totally fine, I'm sure.
Hey,
Bro, get banned from another country? It's like nasty.
get banned from Chicago? I will take my chance of running up the stairs and telling Bonus, follow me, but follow behind them, I guess, since you're behind them now. Yeah.
Okay, so you just begin roughly ushering this young girl up the stairs of the subway.
I think while running up the stairs with her, I'll be like asking her a question like, "Can you speak English? Are you okay? Do you need me to like tip you first? What's going on?"
Gotta pay your hourly rate first. How does this work? I don't know. So you ask this question of her out loud, whispered, I'm assuming, and she looks at you and she makes eye contact, and her mouth does not move, but you still hear her response in your head, as if she had spoken to you, but you know that she didn't. And she's like, "Yeah, I speak English, Lamau. I just can't speak, but I have telekinetic powers and stuff, telepathic powers."
Wow. You gave up being able to speak for psychic powers? Cringe.
Oid spontaneously combusts halfway across the city for reasons unknown and unrelated, I'm sure. But yeah, so you run up the stairs.
Damn.
The guards are still running up the stairs. They haven't necessarily like seen you because they haven't opened fire or anything, but they are assuming that she's going up here because that's where they last saw her running. So they're still following you basically, and Bonus is following after them at a speed walk because he can't be bothered basically to walk faster.
Yeah.
So you take this girl and you know you reach the street level, a very busy city road, people walking past you, cars driving by. It's a busy mega city, you know, similar to Ryanstown. Very crowded, very loud, very noisy, very busy. But the goons are still on your tail. They're still behind you, climbing the stairs.
And that's when I take the old that'd be terrible. Can you describe like her? What's very obvious?
As they chase you, a grand piano falls on top of them in comedic fashion.
Sick. I see. Bonus the old switcheroo.
Yeah, Bonus used power word summon piano.
It's actually power words summon grand piano. Thank you very much.
I gotta specify.
Yeah. So what I'm going to now do.
Power word summon Acme object.
Oh.
Summon Acme product. Wow. What a great spell. I'm sure Wile E. Coyote would use that one a lot. Ninth level summon Acme product. God, this is cursed.
Are there any buildings I can dip into that don't have windows, or any very non-conspicuous, non-obvious alleyways that I can like tuck her in?
I mean, there are many alleyways and there are many storefronts here. This is like a massive dystopian city. So there's everything everywhere always.
Sick. Okay, what would I think is safer?
Well, you could like duck into a restaurant or something, but if you duck into a restaurant and they follow you into the building, and they ask like the employees like, "Hey, did you see a scantily clad teenage girl trailing a bunch of metal tubes running through here at superhuman speeds?" They'd be like, "Yeah, she went out back with this other woman," and they'd be like, "Thank you, kind citizen. Have a great evening."
She went to Outback.
Yeah. So
Power words summon Outback.
Power word Outback. See, power word Outback is you have to flip a coin, and if it lands on tails, you are sent to Australia, and if it lands on heads, you go to the nearest Outback restaurant. It's very dangerous.
Man, that sounds very dangerous.
Yeah, it is. Very rarely used spell. It's very volatile, but...
Power words summon Brazil.
That could destroy a lot of things.
They could.
It summons the Brazil pit. What do you mean?
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, you know that like
Okay.
if you head into a building and somebody sees you go into the building, then they're likely to be able to describe you to the authorities who are chasing you. But an alleyway, I mean, there might be some like crack fiends in the alleyway, but they're too whacked out to give a description, assuming the guards would even bother inquiring with them about it.
Yeah, so I'll duck into an alleyway. I'll be like, we gotta go. Yeah,
You can duck in an alleyway.
you know it.
Okay. So you reach street level and then you duck into an alleyway. And then, you know, it's like a dark, damp alleyway. There's some dumpsters and stuff. There's some alley cats, some mutated raccoons,
I'll definitely,
a different rat
like-
man.
you know, I'll take odd ways to go about it. There are places I can go to, wines and twists and wine.
Okay. In that case, roll me 1d10 and add your agility, and I'm gonna roll 1d10 and add these goons' intelligence, and we'll see if they're smart enough to catch on to your agile movements and trail. They got a 12 in total.
You said added my agility.
Yes.
I think I got a 15, 8 on the die.
Yeah, it's a 15. Okay. Yeah, so you do manage to hit some alleyways and stuff, duck behind some dumpsters and hide, and the goons run right past the alleyway, and they don't think to even enter one of them. They just kind of, well, actually you see them, like their squad leader or whatever, stop, and he talks into his walkie-talkie or like his his helmet or whatever, and they just kind of look in all directions one more time, and they begin heading back towards the subway.
Hey, and then I'll turn to her. No, I'll call. Who do I want to call?
The Ghostbusters.
Yes. Probably.
After you escape the goons, Bonus texts you and is like, "Where go?"
Guy ducked into an alleyway. Yeah. Went this way, and that way. Did some shimmy haws and ha shimmies.
Okay, he's like, "All right, cool." And then a couple minutes later, Bonus walks up in this alleyway where you are, and the girl kind of looks at him and is very scared. She is like shaking, basically.
I go. I'll ask her, be like, "What's your name?" But I'll like sub vocal to. I guess Bonus to call. What's his name? The other guy. The guy who's not.
You mean Dapper's contact?
Yeah, Dapper 2.
Yeah,
Identify. Just cast Identifier at him.
Yeah, the Dapper's contact, the guy whose name you guys never asked, so you don't know it. Okay, Bonus would just call Dapper, and it'll be like, "Hey, Dapper, we have the girl. Where do we bring her?" And then Dapper's like, "Bring her back to my friend's place, the suit shop." And then Bonus is like, "All right, You aren't smuggling people, are you, Dapper? Because if you are, I have to kill you. You know that, right? And Dapper's like, no, of course not. And he hangs up.
And then,
Honestly, just past level 5 identify.
Lamel. So yeah, then Bonus is like, all right, yeah, we gotta bring her
Seems to do the
back to the suit shop, and like where I assume Dapper's friend will handle the rest, I guess, and we'll get paid.
I guess, and I'll turn to the ground and be like, you expecting anyone? You got a place to run to? What's your name even?
She's like, she telepathically speaks to you, and she just says like, you know, I have no name. They only called me 5.
5?
Yeah, 5.
Hope to God
Do you
you're
know how
not
to
actually
speak?
5.
She's like, I have no idea.
Oh, God. Those possible
What's 5?
potential pedophiles.
What's 5? 5 what?
No. Oh, no, 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 no.
Oh, no, no, no.
Okay. And I think with that, I'm going to. Oh, take those tubes out of her.
A good idea.
I'll take one out to see if she can even regenerate, you know?
Okay, so you take one of the tubes out, and then you like retract the several inch long needle out of her spine, and
You're not even gonna give her a warning?
no, just like ripping up a bandage and just gotta yank it out in one shot, just. Yeah, so you take it out, and she just like wince at the pain because it is painful. But by the
Just
time
literally
you
forms
take
of
the
her
needle
skin.
out, the wound's already healed. Like it's like instantaneous, basically.
Ah. You don't say.
Interesting, to say the least.
Mm-hmm. Nothing like a super soldier program, Lamel.
Nothing like it at all. You damn right about that.
And, you know,
Okay.
bonus sees her regeneration powers and is like, "Oh, I could do that too. It's not that impressive." He's jealous.
Okay. I'll take out the rest of her needles.
Okay, you do so. And after you, as you kind of like remove each of the tubes, the girl kind of like stretches her arm out, or like whatever part of the body you took it out of, which kind of like flexes her muscles and her arms and her legs and her back, and she like stretches and twists around. She seems pretty flexible, far more flexible than you would expect somebody like Bonus to be, at the very least. And yeah, you take all the tubes out, and she just telepathically like talks with you, and she's like, much appreciated.
No problem. I guess the suit jacket's gonna have to do for now. I don't got pants for her. That's Bonus keeps his spare cargo.
I mean, Bonus has spare cargo pants at the hotel.
Yeah, and here.
Yeah, he doesn't just walk around with spare cargo
Oh.
pants.
Actually, I'll pull up.
Bonus takes off his pants.
But then that would require you to see all of the dozens of weapons he's strapped to his legs.
Hey, you know what? There's one weapon that we're all interested in, okay? Be real here.
Of course, of course.
That 44 Magnum, you know what I'm saying?
It's his Colt Python, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah, of course. So yeah, Bonus was like, you know, do you want to go back to the rent-a-crime car? then?
I mean, the rent a crime car is.
Well, the rent a crime car is like
Right.
a pretty far walk away from where you are right now, but it is remote
Yeah,
controlled and
that's
it
why
can
I
meet
was
you like halfway, basically. Like it'll drive towards you while you guys walk there.
Oh yeah, that's right. But yeah, sure.
Okay. Yeah, you guys do that after like a half an hour of walking or whatever. The rent a crime car does pull up to the side of the road next to you guys, and you all get in. The girl is, I mean, besides being silent, is also incredibly paranoid and scared still, looking over her shoulder all the time. You know, like if somebody gets too close to her on the street, she'll like freak out. If you guys try to like touch her again, she will like recoil basically. Yeah. Then you guys get into the rent-a-crime car. You guys drive the like half an hour, 45 minutes to Dapper's Contact's suit shop. And you guys pull up. And you guys, walk inside with the girl. And there, Frank and Faith are in there, browsing the wares. You see that Faith is like helping her dad pick out a new suit from the custom selection that the shop is offering, and the Dapper's contact, who is still smoking from this big pipe, is helping to like measure him up and stuff, and they're all talking about styles and buttons and occasions and yada yada yada. John Wick references and all that. As you guys walk in, and the guy's like, well, that's faster than I expected you all to be back, but I'm not complaining. And he walks over and he sees the girl and he's like, oh, this must be the test subject then, yes?
Probably.
And he's like, lovely. And he kind of like looks over to her and he's like, young lady, this might hurt a bit. And she's like, what? And he just punches her straight in the face. And it knocks her unconscious with one punch. Because obviously this guy has two very advanced bionic arms. So he just jabs her in the nose, and she just, out like a light, falls over. And she kind of like falls over, like falls forward, and he just kind of like catches her with one hand and like puts her over his shoulder like a rug, like just like pops her over. I'm like, don't worry, I haven't broken anything. My knuckles have some sedatives built into them. Little spikes on them, you see, and he kind of like clenches his fist, and little needles protrude from his bionic knuckles, and he's like, custom fitted for me, I'm afraid, but she'll be out for a little while, although I suspect her metabolism is inhuman, so I'm going to go handle her right now. Your friends are looking for a new suit, so feel free to give your input. They're currently debating between last year's summer option and this year's fall option, I believe. And then he just marches off into his back office with this unconscious, mostly nude woman over his shoulder. And Faith and Frank are staring at all of you in horror and disbelief.
I turn them like what?
It's merc work.
I turn them. So, let me see the suits.
And Faith just kind of holds up these two suits. One of them, you assume to be like the summer option, is kind of like sportier. It's got like patches on the elbows and the sleeves. It's like a plaid suit, like tweed almost. Very, very sporty, very collegiate. Nice khaki pants to go along with it, and his bow tie. White dress shirt, of course. And then the other option, the fall suit, is more of like a light black / dark gray color to it, with some very fine kind of like reflective like LEDs strewn like woven into it, so it kind of glows a little. Pretty cool. That comes with some matching pants, another similar kind of like grayish dress shirt, and then a special tie that is holographic, so it actually like projects an image like an inch away from itself. You can like customize and everything. Pretty neat.
Neat. I'll turn to them and I'll be like, think this year's fall if you can afford it, yeah?
And Frank's like, I mean, I guess I can afford it, yeah. Mr. Santhorpe said he would pay for part of it since I need it for the gals and stuff, you know?
Yeah, I think it'll look good, you know? You can show up and they'll be like, oh, what, I don't know, that snobby guy that no one likes, you know? You could show up to him and they'll be like, oh, you're wearing this year's fall. And he'll like say something snobby like, oh, I got this year's winter or some shit.
I'm wearing next year's fall.
Yeah, something like that, you know, but in all, who cares?
Okay, then Frank's like, alright. Well, Faith had a similar input, so I guess that's the one that I'll go with then.
Yeah.
All right, and then 5 minutes later or whatever, the smoking British suit tailor man comes back out of his office, and he kind of like claps his hands together, and he's like, she was covered in cloning tube goo. Needed to wash myself off a little bit. Anyway, made a decision, gentlemen. And Frank's like, yeah, I'm gonna go with this year's fall option. And the British man's like, of course, will. Please, I should have that fitted and custom tailored for your considerable size, probably in a couple of days. So I can have it shipped via Hermes to wherever it is you guys are at that point, at the the MDRR. And then Frank's like, oh, well, actually, I'm looking for a rush order because like there's a gala happening like tonight, Lamel. And the British guy's like, oh, well, that's quite a tight timetable, but and he kind of looks at his like an AR screen over to his left that he's like, you assume anyway that he's looking over, reading the measurements and stuff that he's taken, and he's like, I figure I could call some friends of mine and get that done in time. Sure, come by in a few hours. I'll text you. And Frank's like, cool, thanks. And then he turns to Nox and Bonus and he's like, so, we done here, or?
I mean, we need to pay, but yeah, we should be done.
The British guy's like, oh yes, of course. And he reaches into his, he walks behind the counter. He rustles around behind the counter for a second, and he pulls out 2 stacks of cash that he slides across the counter to you in Bonus. There's your payment. I believe it was 7,500 collars.
Yep.
Like, well, there you have it. It's all there, I assure you.
Sick.
Cool.
Assuming it's all there, but I won't count in front of him, but yeah, I'll be like, alright.
Bonus will. Bonus for sure will. He's like, I'm not taking any chance with this guy. But it is all there, so.
Okay. And I'll turn to the guy and be like, it's probably too late for this. We never got your name. Not that I think it matters too much. We usually have our own names for everyone, but I suppose it wouldn't be too rude to ask.
And he's like, oh, well, I don't use real names in my business of work either. Simply just call me Red Pipes.
God, I want to make a sexual joke.
He kind of like finger guns and winks at you.
Alright. Now with that, be like, well, you two, let's go. and into the
rent-a-crime car.
crime car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then you all leave. I will add the payment to both you and Bonus's bank accounts. So yeah, that's done. You gonna take them back to the hotel? Are you gonna take them somewhere else?
I mean,
At this point in time, it probably will be later in the afternoon. At this point, Kyra has already purchased the mech and is on his way back to the hotel along with Donna as well. So
yeah, I mean, I'll head to the hotel. I mean, if they want to stop for ice cream after seeing a woman get punched, I don't mind.
yeah, sure, they'll go for ice cream. But on the way back, it's like,
Oh, yeah.
so what was up with that girl?
Oh, you know, I wish I could say I knew the answer to that, but I don't. You know?
Then she's like, huh, isn't that kind of worrying to you at all?
I would say yes. But honestly, some of us tend to find it a lot easier to ask less questions and know less stuff. I mean, the last time we asked the question, some guy got shot somewhere.
Her eyes widen. She's like,
Oh, yeah. Oh, and then there was this one time, it was pretty funny. I was kind of laughing on the inside. You know, we were helping this one guy, and this other guy was like, I don't actually work for you. I hate you. And attempted to murder him. And then this guy over here, oh, it was funny. After we got paid, he shot the guy that failed to get murdered. It was pretty funny.
yeah. So you tell you regale the story of how Bonus turned on your employer in Egypt after fighting off an army of literal terrorists. And Fitz just kind of like leans away from Bonus in the backseat of the car. And he's like, good to know. And Bonus just kind of like looks at her and doesn't nonplussed. And he's like, yeah, you learn not to ask too many questions. It makes things easier.
Mm-hmm. Hey, working on vehicles is different. You got to know everything. Working a mercenary job, sometimes you don't have to know everything. Just sometimes.
And on that note, the rest of the drive goes smoothly. You all arrive back to the hotel. Oid, I'll say, I mean, between, I guess, the equipment in this, mechanic shops and stuff like that are as advanced as they get. So you could probably repair yourself to full health by the time the gala comes around, so I'm not going to hold that against you. So yeah.
Cool.
So as you all make it back to the hotel, Xanthrop is there out front when you all arrive, and he's like, if it isn't my favorite racing team and my favorite group of bodyguards, how was your day? I hope it was very exciting. I heard somebody bought a mech today. Big purchase.
I did indeed buy a mech, yes.
I remember my first time buying a mech. Very exciting indeed. So congratulations for all of you.
Yeah. It was pretty enthralling. Buying a mech and being the most important person on the lot.
That is always a great feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he's like, well, oh, Mr. Oid, I see that, I heard you had quite the interesting day. You seem to have come out relatively unscathed from it, though. So, that's good.
I will say I am certainly glad they're using suppressed weapons. It The dampened impact definitely saved me some trouble.
And Xantharp's like, oh well, you know, those assassins, they do love do love their secrets. Speaking of secrets and speaking of assassination attempts, Mr. Bullet, he should be fine. Will he be ready for the race tomorrow? Maybe. I've paid for his hospital bills. Don't have to worry about that. Unfortunately, LSSI is having to do a full facial reconstruction surgery on him as we speak, as well as giving him 2 bionic eyes to replace his fleshy ones that were incinerated by the attack. Now, speaking of the attack, I had my guys look into it, and it seems like that whole block that open air market and stuff was at with the cracked in, that whole block experienced some similar power anomalies at the time of Mr. Bullet's unfortunate accident. So my analysts say that it was probably some kind of hack. It wasn't like it was an intentional attempt on his life by somebody. So I do warn the rest of you to be on the lookout should anybody try anything similar. You know, hack a vehicle or hack a traffic light or hack a gun or a bomb or I don't know, a toilet or something to kill you. I don't know.
That is why I'm here.
Death by toilet? Sinister.
He's like, oh, you'd be surprised. I had somebody killed like that. You know, like those bidets, you know, they say that they're safe, but if you all you gotta do is go online, you know, hack into them and remove their pressure limiters, and like a power washer, I'm telling you.
Yeah. Is their name?
You know this
or
why?
It's like, because I had to do it to somebody. I told you. I didn't get to my current corporate position just by, you know, sheer charisma and sweet talking people. No, I had to fight to get to where I am today. All right.
Right. I think I'll turn to Bonus and I'll sub vocal to him. I think the Johnsons had some rear end reconstructive surgery.
Then Bonus sub vocals over to Nox and is like, have you seen his butt recently? Can you confirm or deny this?
I sub vocal back. I'm like, for the amount of times I flirted with him, no, I have not.
Bonus, like, get on that then, chop. We need to know.
I mean, I'll
This is
vocal
vital
and I'll be
information.
like, wow, you two haven't, like, you know, boned down already at this rate. I'm gonna seduce him before you do.
No.
That'd be cursed. That'd be real
That would be
cursed.
cursed. That would be very cursed.
The entire time, Xanther was actually a technophile.
It was me.
He was just being polite to Nox.
Yeah, exactly.
He's Anthor. I'm the one you fucked.
God. Now, we all know that actually has a massive man crush on Bonus, alright? That's how it works.
Everybody does.
Exactly. Yeah, so that's what it was like. So, yeah, Barry, Elsa and I weren't willing to give me their guarantee that he would be well enough to handle tomorrow's race. Mostly because I think, like, he might not be fully adjusted to his bionic eyes at that point. And I'm sure as many of you here, pointing to the chromed out mercs in the group, many of you have experience with new bionic eyes. They can be a bit wonky, you know, they take some calibration and stuff to get set in properly. So he might be able to drive, or he might be seeing everything backwards, or in black and white. Who knows, honestly, with Barry? Maybe the drug cocktails he's been pumping himself full of for the past, like, 10 years have permanently and irreparably changed how his brain perceives sensory information. And they put the eyes in his head and they, like, I don't know, make him taste sound or something.
I mean, honestly, that might be an upgrade for him.
Like, yeah, Yeah, that's a good point. But regardless,
He's always going on about how he wants to be high, so let him feel high constantly, and then getting high will not be a thrill.
like true. But in any case, that also means that Mr. Bullet won't be present for the gala tonight, so y'all won't have to worry about him attempting to suplex another ice sculpture. So that's nice.
A very fair point.
Yeah, that takes some weight off Mr. Bean's shoulders here, he says, looking over to Oid, who I assume looks like Bean.
And I'll go, Bean? Who's Mr. Bean?
Makes Sandthorpe go crazy.
Yeah, and he's like, moving
I don't know
swiftly
what you're
onwards.
talking about, Mr. Sandthorpe.
Yeah. My name is Bradley. Chad Bradley.
Chad Bradley.
Psyop. Psyop, your boss. Couldn't possibly
Psyop
go
within
wrong.
a psyop.
God, I'm gonna bring back Chad Bradley. I hope you guys know that. He's coming back at some point.
Yes. Please.
He's a
Yeah.
cool guy.
He was.
What a cool dude.
But yeah, so you guys, so the gala's later tonight, so please, feel free, head up into your rooms, get ready, get dressed, doll yourselves up. I am always dressed to the nines, so I never have to spend time on that sort of thing. But, feel free to do so yourselves, and when you're done, come on down to the, underground garage, and myself and the rest of you will be taken via limousine across to the gala area of the Six Cylinders, where we will partake in another round of feasting and drinks to celebrate the continued race. Also, I think I heard about some new additions to the race. Apparently, some guy, some big name in the city talked to one of the other heads of the corporate council that runs the race, and managed to bribe his way in, essentially. So maybe we'll learn about that at the gala at some point.
Interesting enough.
He's like, yeah, but more people involved just means more people to beat. Am I right? But I'm sure who it is, whoever it is, could never possibly stand up to the combined power of Full Fuel Racing Team and unnamed group of 4 mercenaries, he says, foreshadowing.
Well, you know our names. That's just rude.
Yeah, we don't have a group name. You just got individual, code names. It's different.
Yeah, that's the point.
But
Point. We're not an organized business yet.
Well, I mean, I'm pretty sure Mr. Bean here, a version of him, works for me, so technically Hermes is involved in this too. So.
Yes, but we're not naming ourselves Hermes.
He's like, a wise decision. I'm pretty sure their lawyers would have a problem with that. Just a hunch.
Well, of course. Well, anyway, let's go get ready.
And that Xanthorpe leaves you to your preparations. And we will end the session off there, I think, because next time is some big news, some big reveals. Although it's pretty obvious what's going to happen.
All right, well, we all perish.
Yes, you all walk into the front door and are instantly smote by a lightning bolt from Zeus himself.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Well, you heard it here first, folks. Big stuff going down next time. If you liked what you, heard, you know what to do. We're not going to berate you to do it. You know what you're doing.
I am.
Don't you?
Do it or I'll find you. I have a very particular set of skills.
Thank you all so much for joining us, and we will see you next time on Quest for the Core.